Howdy.
How's it going? I'll be putting that out in just a moment. What I was going to do is just try to heat up just a little so I can get my tea.
Oh, you're brewing tea.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
Good. That's some good tea brewing there.
This is my friend Kate. She had a few questions for you about what it's like to be homeless out here.
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on the person. You know, it depends on, like, most everyone out here is on some kind of, like, chemical substance. Like, depends on the drugs. Like, for example, I don't do the narcotics, like the opioid-based drugs, but I've been suffering a little bit with the crystal, you know. And I try to go to detox and then get back, like, as quick as I can back and forth so I don't take too much time in between, you know. Being out here, I guess, depends on who you know and what kind of person you are, but it sucks because people don't realize about the problem with aluminum foil. Because you know what the problem is? It causes plaque protein buildup on the maltfold receptors of the brain, because you know how the brain looks like cut broccoli and it has those slats? Out of all mammals, humans have the tightest folds in our brains, and that makes us the smartest. So what happens is when aluminum buildup takes place on the brain, the slats, which are tendons, get loose, on the folds get loose, then you have something called telomeres, which are encoded strands of information around the chromosomes.
Yeah.
And they unravel. And when that unravels, everything about a person unravels. I know about this because my mom died.
I was about to say, why do you know all this?
My mom, well, because I was born 2 3/4 pounds. I have dyslexia, Asperger's, autism. Let's see, I have photographic memory and eidetic memory. I can hold information endlessly.
Yeah, you sound like you got a lot of information.
Yeah, I'm just extremely smart, you know. But my mom died from dementia, and I know what it looks like too, as well.
So why are you out here?
Why am I out here? Because almost 3 years ago there was a fire. I was caught in a fire in my place living for 16 years, and I almost died, and you know, from smoke inhalation. But then I came out here and I've been like held it twice by knife point, everything taken twice by gunpoint, everything taken, people's medical, everything taken. I mean, I've been attacked more times than you can imagine, you know, and like everything's stolen all the time. So it's like,
isn't anyone out here helping you? Your place was burned down. It was probably public housing. Where's your case manager?
Here's the deal. I was in a single unit. And my mom lived there with me, and I took care of her till the end. And she had Asperger's and autism. No, it's not Asperger's. She had dementia and she had lung cancer, and I took care of her in a hospital situation in my home. But I was indigent. I didn't pay rent for like 9 to 10 months, so they're trying to kick me out. So I had no case against them. But then there was a fire, and I almost died from my own negligence. You know, I just lit a candle and it caught on fire, so it was sort of my fault. So.
Well, is anyone helping you now?
No one whatsoever.
Does anyone come out to offer you any services at all?
Well, dude, there's a lot of great people here. This is why I'm downtown. Because you see, I stay away from downtown because I used to have a problem with crack cocaine, and I remember people, places, and things. It's like repetitive actions and behaviors make you do the same thing called recidivism. You know, action behaviors that make people do the same. Like they pick up things and then they get. If they have addiction to gambling, sex, food, if they're gangbangers, if they're on drugs, whatever. If they do repetitive things, you see, I stayed away from downtown, and then I ended up stumbling back into downtown, but it worked. I don't do crack anymore because I stayed away from what I remember.
Well, because you admit to using Clear,
yeah.
Can I ask you?
It's called Clear because coffee's stronger these days. It's not even clear. It's not
Well, describe addiction to someone who doesn't understand addiction.
Oh, well, God, how can someone not know addiction? I mean, even a kid is addicted to chocolate. I mean, addiction is just like...
You're doing okay, right?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Alright, just checking in. I'm running off to an appointment.
So what do you think about the odds of the minimum? This is Duke. This is one of the people who I love so much. He takes care of me.
I'll check in with you about it after my appointment, okay? What's up, friend?
Is there any way I can talk to you guys about giving a couple calls?
Ask the front door, okay? I'm running off to an appointment.
Yeah, I got robbed last night.
I love you, Duke. What is it you need?
Okay.
I got you. I got a couple for you.
I just wanted to check in and make sure you're okay. I see y'all.
Much love.
Bye,
See, this is what I mean. I got a support group, and these are wonderful people.
So when I meant by it is describing addiction to someone who doesn't understand addiction, what would you compare it to?
This is what I did. Personally, I gave up one by one everything I loved for the one addiction of crystal meth. Weightlifting, watching my science channels, studying, making music, interacting with my family. All these things I just one by one started giving up. You know.
So the drug started to replace one thing by one thing by one thing.
You know, out of all the beatings and out of all the things that's been stolen from me, the worst thing that hurts me the most is the time loss that I could have if it was up level. And that it's the deepest in like a double-edged blade, because most people would say, yeah, that's the part about it they hate the most, unless they're like mindless. You know, one day I was at the port and rescue machine, and I was looking over down and seeing people. There was 5 of them, like, you know, and they looked like they had a chemical lobotomy. I started crying.
Hurt your feelings.
It wronged me to see that it's a chemical lobotomy. Each one of these people was so far gone, you know, the rest of the world. And it's a chemical lobotomy. They don't realize if they can live through the opioids, it's the aluminum foil that's messing their brains up, you know. And
Do you think the aluminum foil is worse than the drugs?
yes, it is. And you know what? I'm gonna put a suit and tie when I'm ready and go to the nation, whoever, like the highest, to maybe the president or whoever will listen to me and go, I don't want to address the nation. First, I'll say what happens when you. I'll say first when you smoke foil. What happens is you get sublimation. It's a colorless, odorless vapor that you get into your lungs and you can't taste it, and it causes a plaque protein buildup. And I'll say it explains them. You know, anodes like on